causes for the changes. Today we learn about indicators and causes for change. The changes observed, indicators of the changes and possible causes for the changes discussed above are shown in table. The changes observed, indicators of the changes and the possible causes for the changes discussed above are shown in table. First, change. Indicators of a change. Causes of the change. Change number one. Change from milk to curd. Indicators of change is change in taste, state, smell. It is the change from milk to curd. Causes of the change for change from milk to curd. The small quantity of curd is added to warm milk, makes a certain bacteria to grow in the milk when it converts to curd. Second change, changes in seasons. Changes in seasons. Indicators of this change is change in dress we wear, coldness or hotness of air, food or drinks we take, usage of water, fruits and flowers available, duration of the day. These are the indicators of the change. Changes in seasons indicators are dress we wear, coldness or hotness of air, food or drinks we take, usage of water, fruits and flowers available, duration of the day. Next, changes of the seasons. The slight change in the direction of sunrise. This is the cause for the changes in seasons. The slight change in the direction of sunrise is cause for the changes in seasons. Compare the change of milk to curd with the change of seasons. Compare the change of milk to curd with the change of seasons. Which change is slow and which is fast? Why? Here, seasons, change of seasons is slow change, and milk to curd is fast change. Which change takes place naturally? Here, change of seasons takes place naturally. Which change needs initiation or intervention of human being or to occur? Which change needs initiation or intervention of human being to occur is milk to curd. This is the human being intervention and initiation. Which is temporary change and which is permanent? Here, permanent change is milk to curd and temporary change is change of seasons. If we compare to the two changes, the change from milk to curd and change of seasons, we notice that the change of seasons is slow when compared to change milk to curd. But if you compare change of milk to curd and change in electric bulb due to the switch being on or off, the change of milk to curd is a slow change. There is comparison between two changes. Thus, the change of milk to curd is a fast change when compared with the change of season, but it is slow change when compared with the change in electric bulb being put on or off. Therefore, whether a change is slow or fast is relative. Similarly, The comparison of above two changes explains that change of change of season takes place naturally, but to change milk into curd, we need to add some curd to the warm milk and keep it in such a way that it's not shaken and remains warm. Thus, we need some initiation and intervention from human being to bring a change in milk. This is intervention from human being to bring a change in milk. Also, seasonal changes are temporary, as these changes from winter to summer and summer to rains, then rains to winter are continuous. Thus, we get to winter again. Change of milk into curd is permanent because we cannot get back milk from curd. The comparison shows that it is possible to classify certain changes as slow or fast, natural or man-made, and temporary or permanent. The comparison shows that it is possible to classify certain changes as slow or fast, natural or man-made, and temporary or permanent. This is electrical bulb switch on and off. This is the change. Write the indicators and causes for the other changes given below. You may not be able to write the causes of all changes. You may not be able to write the causes of all changes. Categorizing changes. First change from milk to curd. Second one, change in seasons. Third, change of ice into water. Third, rusting of iron. Fifth, growth in plants. Sixth, rice to cooked rice. Seventh, change melting of ice cream. Eighth, change egg to boiled egg. Ninth one, electric bulb on and off. 10th, changes in Atipati leaves. Category changes, type of change. Change from milk to curd is natural change, natural thing, and permanent change. And also changes the state of milk to curd. In this change, it changes the shape, not. Next, second change is change in seasons. This is natural change, temporary change, and it changes the state and it changes the shape also. Third one is change of ice into water is man-made change. It is temporary change. It changes the state and it changes the shape also. Rusting of iron. Rusting of iron is natural change, permanent change, and it changes the state and shape also. Fifth change is growth in plants. Growth in plants is natural change and it is permanent change. It changes the state and also shape also. Sixth change is rice to cooked rice. It is man-made change. Cooked rice is permanent change. It changes the state and shape also. Melting of ice cream. Melting of ice cream is man-made change, temporary change. It changes the state and shape also. Eighth change is egg to boiled egg. It is man-made change, permanent change. It changes the state and also shape. Ninth change is electric bulb on and off. It is man-made change. Electric bulb on and off is temporary change. It changes the state and it changes the shape. Last change is changes in APPA. It is man-made change. It is temporary change. It changes the state and it changes the shape also. In this categorizing changes, we know that how many changes are natural. How many changes are natural? Here, 4 changes are natural. How many are man-made? Here, man-made changes are 6. How many changes are temporary? Here, 5 changes are temporary. How many are permanent? 5 changes are permanent. How many changes are slow? Here, 5 changes are slow and 5 changes. How many are fast? Slow changes are change from milk to curd, change in seasons, rusting of iron, growth in plants, change of ice into water. Next, fast changes are rice to cooked rice, melting of ice cream, egg to boiled egg, electric bulb on and off, changes in APPA. First 5 are slow changes, next 5 are fast changes. Some examples are slow change and fast change. Slow changes. Milk to curd is slow change. Rusting of iron is slow change. Growth in plants is slow change. Next, fast changes are ice to water and water to ice is fast change. Rice to cooked rice is fast change. Changes in APPA is fast change. Next examples are permanent change and temporary change. Milk to curd is permanent change. Rusting of iron is permanent change. Growth in plants is permanent change. Temporary changes, ice to water and water to ice is temporary change. Electric bulb on and off is temporary change. Changes in APPA is temporary change. Next, example for natural change and man-made change. Natural change is milk to curd. Rusting of iron is natural change. Growth in plants is natural change. Man-made changes are ice to water and water to ice. Rice to cooked rice is man-made change. Electric bulb on and off is man-made change. Some man-made changes. Some man-made changes. So flour from rice to wheat, it is a man-made change. Flour from rice or wheat. Wheat flour or rice flour is a man-made change. Sawing a piece of wood, it is man-made change. Cutting of wood is man-made change. Dissolving sugar in water is man-made change. Cooking of food, it is man-made change. And also it is a permanent change. Dissolving sugar in water is also permanent change. Woolen yarn to knitted sweater, it is man-made change. It is temporary change. Cold milk to hot milk is man-made change. It is temporary change. Straight string to a coiled string is man-made change and it is temporary change. Cow dung to biogas, it is man-made change. Natural changes. Ripening of a mango, it is natural change and permanent change. Storing of milk, it is natural change and permanent change. Germination of a seed is natural change and permanent change. Growth in plants is natural change and also permanent change. Rusting of iron is natural change and permanent change. Changes in APPA is natural change and temporary change. Any changes are taking place around us. Changes are taking place around us are milk to curd and change of seasons, electric bulb on and off, growth of plants, change in APPA leaves. These are some of the changes are taking place around us. Some changes take place naturally and some changes are initiated by human beings. Some changes are take place naturally are growth of plants, rusting of iron, and some changes are initiated by human beings. Human beings, water to ice and ice to water, it is initiated by human beings. And cooked rice to cooked rice and electric bulb on and off, these are initiated by human beings. There will be many indicators of changes to show that a change took place. There are so many indicators. Example, milk to curd is because of bacteria formation, and rusting of iron is chemical change, and ice to water is water to ice is hotness and coldness. Growth of plant is because of the weather and water gas. There exists a cause for every change. A cause for every change. There is a cause for every change. It is man-made or naturally. There is a cause for every change. We can classify changes around us in many ways. We can classify changes around us in many ways. These are slow or fast, permanent or temporary, natural or man-made, physical or chemical. These are the some of the categories for the changes. For the every change, there is a cause. Classification of changes is also made based on various indicators of change, like the change in state, change in color, change in size, change in taste. Classification changes is also made based on various indicators of change, like change in state, change in color, change in size, change in taste, etc. Is the change of ice into water is a temporary or permanent change? Why explain? The change of ice into water is a temporary change. Change of ice into water is also back to ice. How do you know that rusting of iron is a change? How do you know that rusting of iron is a change? It is a rusting of iron is a change because of it is a chemical change. Molecules are changed from iron to rusting iron. If your raw egg is boiled in water, what changes do you notice in it? If raw egg is boiled in water, what changes do you notice it? In the raw egg, there is a liquid form in the raw egg. And after it boiled, it changes into the solid. This change we notice in the boiled egg. Name 5 changes you notice in your surroundings. Classify them as natural or man-made changes. 5 changes are milk to curd, change in seasons, change of ice into water and water into ice, rusting of iron, growth in plants. First change is change from milk to curd. It is man-made change and permanent change. Second change is change in seasons. It is natural change and also it is slow change. Next, change of ice into water and water into ice is temporary change. It is man-made change. Next, rusting of iron is natural change and also it is natural change. Rusting of iron, it is natural change and permanent change. Growth in plants is natural change, is permanent change. Carpenter made a chair using wood. What type of change is it? It is temporary change. In this change, the changes occurred only in shape of wood and it is a temporary change and man-made change. Write various processes involved in making ghee from milk. Various processes involved in making ghee from milk. What change do you find during this process? Making ghee, first milk to curd and curd to butter and butter to ghee. 4 processes involved in making ghee from milk. What changes do you find during this? There are man-made changes and permanent changes. Thank you.